Hi, my name is Anteo Fabris, and I am standing on Meyer Avenue in the historic Barrio Viejo in Tucson, Arizona, in front of a community theater called Teatro Carmen, which is also a historic site and has had its doors closed to the public decades before the pandemic shuttered modern society. This is an example of a neighborhood whose culture was deprived by industry. And as you can see now, both are inert. So yes, in some ways the virus is the great equalizer. And yet, the poorest people are still at the highest risk of death. There are non-essential workers and essential workers. This pandemic has had overbearing consequences for all of us, and yet we still find ways to segregate, we still find ways to separate ourselves along political lines, and we still find ways to subjugate the poorest people of society to the worst conditions of this crisis. There are illnesses in our civilization that are far more fatal than any virus ever has been, and there's a deadly virus happening. 6 months ago, I would have been considered an essential worker. I got lucky. And in April, during what ended up being the longest spring break sojourn of my life, here in Tucson, Arizona, I found myself inside writing music instead of risking my life. So this piece was written then, and it is governed by a sheer disbelief, a sheer speechlessness, a total lack of faith in our corrupt government, and the desire to create something beautiful during this intense blow to humanity.